Welcome to episode 10, everybody, of High Heat. Today we're going to be making something really simple and really easy, but also very homey. And this is something that pretty much everybody likes or should like: homemade meatloaf and homemade mashed potatoes. You could buy pre-made mashed potatoes, obviously, and just cook it with some butter and milk. But we're going to use actual russet potatoes. We're going to peel them, we're going to actually boil them, and then we're going to mash them together. And the meatloaf itself will be homemade as well. And we're using 85-15 beef for the beef. And there's really not much that goes into this recipe. You will probably have almost all the ingredients already in your pantry or in your fridge. Putting on top of the meatloaf, and we're going to be doing it all homemade from scratch. Super easy. The ingredients, we're going to need about half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. You can use any type of breadcrumbs. I prefer panko. I think they're the best breadcrumbs out there. We're going to need about a third of a cup of beef broth. You could use milk. Milk is a great substitute. I use beef broth because it is a beef meat type of meal, so it just works better with the ingredients. We're going to need 2 large eggs, and make sure that these eggs are pre-whisked. So crack them in a separate bowl, whisk them. We're going to be adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of parsley. Obviously with seasonings you can do a little more, a little less, but we're going to be doing about 2 to 3 tablespoons. About 1.5 teaspoons of salt, give or take. About a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and we're going to be doing a teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder. It's not much, but those 2 teaspoons are going to really bring some good flavors together. And the glaze is going to be a separate thing. Super easy. 3 ingredients. We're just going to need some barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce. And we're also going to be using a little bit of ketchup to mix in with it. You can use half and half. It's going to be about a cup in total. So if you want to do half a cup ketchup, half a cup of barbecue sauce, that's fine. I'm going to be doing about 2/3 barbecue, 1/3 ketchup for me. 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And that's going to bring the sweetness together. It's all going to go in one loaf pan. A 9x5 would be great. Honestly, just any type of loaf pan will do. And that's all you need. We're going to put in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes, uncovered. For the potatoes, we're just going to be using russet potatoes. And we're going to peel them, and then for the ingredients we're going to just use some whole milk and some butter, and a lot of it, and obviously salt and pepper. And that's it. Super easy. You probably have all these ingredients in your house. We're going to go ahead and get it going, and we'll start with the potatoes because it takes forever for them to boil. Then we'll work on the meatloaf, and it should be all coming out at the same time. Okay, so the potatoes are now boiling. We peeled them. It's going to take a while for it to get to a boil, so we're going to go ahead and start on our meatloaf now. And we're basically just going to put all those ingredients in one big bowl and mix it with the meat. And then we're going to spray a loaf pan. And then we're going to work on our glaze, put it on top, and then put it in the oven. I'm going to preheat the oven to 375, and once we put it in, we're going to leave it in there for about 45 minutes. We are going to make the glaze now. We're going to do about a cup of barbecue sauce and ketchup combined. But for me, I'm going to do about 2/3 cup of barbecue sauce and about a 1/3 cup of ketchup. And we're going to do about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Then we're going to mix it together, pour it on top. So now that the meatloaf is in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and work on our mashed potatoes. These have been boiling for about 20-25 minutes, and it really depends on the size of your potatoes, how long it takes. So every 5-10 minutes, I'll take a fork and kind of push in, kind of move them around, see where they're at the softness. If they're soft enough to smash, you can just turn it off and you're ready to go. And again, it depends on the size of the potato. The bigger the potato, the longer it's going to take to boil. So I'm going to go ahead and drain the water, and then I'm going to pour some milk and butter in a separate pan, and then I'm going to add the potatoes one by one and start mashing them, and it's all going to come together. So it's been about 45 minutes. I left it in for about an extra 5-10 minutes just because I like it a little crispy. So basically what you want to look for is bubbling all the way around, because the glaze will basically tell you if it's done.